Prostrations with deep love and reverence at the lotus feet of beloved Master Shiva Balayogi. I greet you all with my love and blessings. So wonderful to be with you all once again. Another opportunity for you all to sit and silence your mind. Let me have a quick look at the gallery. We have already about 119 present here. Wonderful.
Baba, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity one more time to ask some of my silly questions, but I'll try my best to frame them so everybody can understand. And good evening, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Baba, today's topic is different faith, different religion, different gurus, different technique. So, Baba, I want to ask you very one basic question, which is like, if someone is born not as a Hindu, but they still practice meditation, will it benefit to that person who is not following Hinduism and they want to remain in their own faith, but they still want to practice meditation? They still want to have their devotional practice towards whatever religion. Do it benefit them equally, or everybody has a different results when they practice it?
First thing, I would like to remember the teaching of our beloved Guru Shiva Balayogi. Swamiji said all religions are equal and honorable.
Ji, Babaji.
He was one of the greatest yogis that India produced, a unique master. Now you see, we take the mind. Mind belongs to every human being.
Yes, Babaji.
This mind's ultimate truth is recognized as divinity, or we want to just call as ultimate truth. In different cultures, different terminologies have been used by different self realized masters who came from time to time. Like in the same way, in our great Veda and Upanishads, our greatest sages, they have used certain terminologies suitable or according to the culture that was prevailing, language that was prevailing. Just like science and technology, science has its own terminologies. Whenever they come across a truth, they would like to use such terminologies only. But the truth is always a truth. Whether you want to call it just gravity or Newton's law or by any other name of any other language, of any other culture.
Yes,
The
Babaji.
truth about that thing is all the same. That was always there in the nature. Simply, we as human beings try to adopt different terminologies suitable to our culture and for our identity and our own communication and understanding. So thus all paths are same, all religions. Anybody belonging to any religion, any human being, even if it is atheist or theist, whoever it is, there is no difference. If they practice meditation, they will definitely be benefited. Benefited in the sense, you see, first, they can become masters of their mind. They can cleanse their minds. Cleansing or taking control, everything is the same. Once the mind is cleansed of its chattering habits, then the truth of its own existence is revealed. Once you are able to take out the mind from its preoccupation to its own imaginations, then the truth about that mind or its connections to the ultimate truth is revealed. So, for this, any human being, it won't ask you, who are you, to which place you belong, to which culture. Truth is always like that. So thus, anybody who practice will definitely be benefited. When you put your hands in the fire, it will not ask, should I burn you if you belong to this caste? Should I not burn you if you belong to this religion caste? It will simply burn. Knowledge and wisdom are like that. It will come to anybody. It will never ask you to where or whom you belong to. That's the beauty of the ultimate truth, the nature of divinity. That's why always one God, many names, one truth, many names.
Baba, you just mentioned atheist. So how, suppose I don't do every day a particular kind of worship, but I have a means devotion towards only my master, my guru, or I won't say even I don't have a guru. I'm a good person. Does it make a difference in my life, or guru is very necessary?
You see here, really it doesn't make any difference whether you believe in any system or you want to do any worship in any forum or no forum or nothing. But if you meditate, you will be benefited. That meditation you need to understand.
Hmm.
For that, I would recommend that you would require a guru
Hmm.
who can guide you properly, who can keep you inspired, be a torchbearer to you. What are the benefits and what is the truth that will be revealed? Like that, a master can take you. That is when a master is recommended, so that you don't lose inspiration, you don't lose that enthusiasm to cleanse your mind and know the truth. Like, for example, Einstein simply spoke about truth when he said, when the universe expands, along with that, truth also expands, he said. He did not tell God expands, he did not tell divinity expands, any such thing. But our own sages spoke about divinity for a specific reason. So that is important actually.
Baba, uh, we come to the guru here on this point. Uh, you know, people, when they come to you, some of the people may have got initiated by different gurus, different masters, different teachers, and and different gurus may have prescribed different kind of meditation, different kind of teachings. So, does it also affect their meditation, or just the technique you tell is the most beneficial, or other techniques are not as good as what you prescribe?
We don't tell like that one, because our guru's lineage, he was a wonderful master, Swamiji. In fact, to be precise, no gurus will be such unique like Swamiji, because when he initiated, he used to talk very often that he initiates in the Mitra Bhava as a friend.
Yes,
As a
Babaji.
friend, I am giving this technology to you, technique of meditation, and you practice meditation. And he would leave it to the student on your own. Say, I am initiating you, and then on your own, if you want to consider me a guru and want my guidance and want me to be with you to help you to achieve the truth, then
Hmm.
it is my duty to be your guru, like that. First, I don't take any initiative to tell that I am your guru now, it is binding upon you. Nothing. I have initiated you, but it is not binding upon you to consider me only as a guru. That was the uniqueness you won't find anywhere else in the world, perhaps. But if you wanted to consider me as a guru, then it's my duty to guide you, be there. So, this an ancient culture, this was recommended. A learner is to be known as the student, a disciple.
Hmm.
The person who is already learned and who imparts the knowledge is to be considered as the master,
Yes,
guru.
Babaji.
That's what guru. Guru's meaning you all know now. The one who dispels the darkness of ignorance is the Guru. So, like that, that is what the thing is. So, if you need a guidance, if you need somebody to inspire you, that is recommended. So, then you accept somebody as a Guru, then you will be benefited. But if you think you don't want it, it's up to you. But if you get confused, then you might keep doing wrong things and you may not progress at all. That is very much necessary. We have seen some people meditating for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years and achieving nothing and reaching nowhere and no transformation at all. Because we observed keenly just for learning, for educational purposes during my Guru Swamiji's time. They were with Swamiji. They used to call Guru, but in their conscience, in their mind and in their conscience, not consciousness, conscience. Perhaps they never accepted Swamiji as a Guru and never tried to surrender to him totally. So they did not learn what Swamiji wanted to teach. So this is what happens. For this reason, it is recommended that you consider somebody as a Guru and follow the methods. And in fact, in Indian culture, Dattatreya is supposed to have had 24 gurus, even from a dog that he could learn, considered it as a guru. From anywhere that you can learn, there is no conflict. Like Swamiji also used to tell, if you already have been initiated by any other guru into any other method, there is no conflict.
Yes,
Before
Baba.
or after, you can continue your practice. In addition, you try to do this also. One thing about the method that I would like to tell you, without trying to belittle anything else, just for sake of understanding. In the method that Swamiji received from Lord Shiva and did 12-year tapas, and that he passed it on to us in our lineage, this is a silent meditation. You don't have to chant anything. You don't have to target any form, any name, nothing. Just watch in between eyebrows, but no target is given what you have to watch. It
Yes,
just
Baba.
tells you just watch.
Mhm.
But eventually you will realize the mind is trying to watch itself because mind is infinite. So then that infinity needs to be regained. Otherwise, the mind is full of thoughts and visions. Only that will be noticed. Common people, they notice all the thoughts and visions that are in their mind, but they don't notice the mind itself. For this, many times I have told in my teaching, when you enter a room or a hall, you seldom notice the space. In that space only all matter exists. But your attention gets attracted to a fan, a wall, a pillar, a seat, this, that, people, so many things. But you seldom notice that space also is there, which is the actual truth. To notice that space, if all matter is removed, then when there is only space, that you will notice, oh, this is that truth, like that. And that features also be revealed. The same way in your mind, just now thoughts and visions are there. That's why it keeps everybody busy.
Mhm.
If those thoughts and visions are removed through this practice of meditation, then what the mind is, that secret is revealed automatically. That it is not simply an inert object or a void place, it is a supremely conscious of its own existence. That is where you will find consciousness of your own existence. For this also I have told, you have millions of thoughts in your mind, but one amongst them is not a thought, is your consciousness of existence. It is not a thought, it is a reality. You remove all other thoughts and visions, it is possible. When you just watch, they will all dissolve and disappear. But this consciousness of existence will always be there. You cannot remove because it is a reality. It is not a thought, it is not an imagined substance, and that is you yourself. That's what will take you towards self realization. So like that, when people ask about this silent meditation and other meditations, means when other type of sadhanas, mantra japas, any other form, breath, so many methods are there. Patanjali is supposed to have taught 108 type of methods, even counting numbers. And something, all these are considered as preliminary round exercises to make the mind single pointed. It is something like instead of having millions of thoughts, you just try to have one thought. If you are trying to repeat a mantra and concentrate on that mantra, so that first the mind becomes concentrated on that. As it becomes concentrated, it will give up all other thoughts and visions. Then finally, you have to get rid of that mantra also, so that the mind has to go introvert and merge with itself, get absorbed into the self. Then the self secret is revealed. So that is what is important. That's why I have tried to tell in this method of my guru, it is like getting recruited as an officer directly. You don't have to become a junior clerk, then a senior clerk, then another officer, then you come to a seniority. No need. Directly you come. Mind, you are trying to give the mind to become quiet, silent on its own without any external anchor or object. Then automatically it will go introvert. It won't stop anywhere. When it becomes silent, it keeps going and merging with the self. That's when the samadhi will occur. And actual nirvikalpa samadhi, there is no iota of thought, no savikalpa, nothing. No thought. It is not concentrated on any particular picture or thought or anything. It is just merges in itself. So that is the benefit of this method that I can tell, with due respects to all other methods of sadhana and gurus, etc.
Baba, you talk very beautifully about how the mind and in the guidance of Guru, how one can achieve and go totally introvert. So, Baba, is the physical Guru or inner Guru, which you just describe as a self, which can lead you to the ultimate of the human birth, is the both inner Guru and outer Guru or a physical Guru are the same? Do we consider them as a one? The one single self, or we take physical guru means we do get attached to the physical guru or consider guru as a human being. So how do you?
In my opinion, both the outer guru and inner guru are same, provided if the outer guru is a self-realized master.
Hmm.
He will never ask the student to be a client tied to his lotus feet. Such a master would like the student to stand on his or her own feet. That is the real master, Swamiji said. The one who will make you to stand on your feet, not just try like a client to my lotus feet. No need. I am inside you also. As you are able to bring your mind here concentrated totally, then you will find me within you also. I am there. It's the same thing. Guidance will come from inside. Until you are able to concentrate here, you need enthusiasm, inspiration, the master's guidance be with you. Then once it comes here, then you will see that the inner some truth is slowly sucks you towards itself. That is the inner guru. So thus outer guru and inner guru are all same. As you become devoted to your guru in the human form, if you are really devoted, I repeat, slowly you will start seeing the same master, the outer guru, not just in that human form, everywhere, in everything, as everything. If anything good happens, it is your master. If anything bad happens, it is the master who is trying to teach you some lesson. If your wishes are fulfilled, it is the master who is gracing upon you. If the wishes are not being fulfilled, there is some reason. There is some reason the mother doesn't want the child to go into that ice cream. She knows that ice cream is bad for the health of my child. The master doesn't allow the student to go there. He will turn. Swamiji used to tell, you are riding a chariot, and if the one horse tries to go here, another horse tries to there, then you will keep whipping a little bit and threatening it and make it try to go straight, both go into that one. That is the mind and wisdom, he used to say, has to go in one direction, not to go. That's what the master always. So when you are able to consider the master everything, when you are slapped, it is the master. When you are kissed, it is the master. If you understand this, then your bhakti becomes real and definitely elevated. And then you will realize the same outside master is inside you also. They both are same. There is no difference.
Baba, here comes the ego factor. You said that the inner guru and the outer guru, the physical guru, there is no difference. They both are same. But Baba, we can't see the inner guru, so we override our consciousness and take our own decision, even though sometimes our inner guru, that inner consciousness are telling us something to do differently, but we can override it. But what happened with the physical guru? If physical guru is always nice, praising and loving and very affectionate, talking very nicely, we love, that's like you're getting your ego massage by your guru. But if a guru, same guru, pull you up, then we think, oh, our guru, the physical guru, the guru, whoever it is not right. So, so is it the ego? How we differentiate that? It reminds me one story of Mahabharata, when all the Pandavas' sons were died, and they were all killed by the enemy Kauravas. And somewhere Bhagwan Krishna was always guiding Pandavas and telling them that this is what the destiny is, and ultimately this is in the favor of dharma. Means though it was not at that time visible as a dharma, but ultimately it was good for the larger cause. Same thing sometimes happen in our life. Our guru may be saying us not to do something, but at that time we feel that is right for us, and we want to take that decision, and we don't want to listen to our physical guru or even to our consciousness, our inner guru. So, Baba, how you would say that ego means our personal ego, our individual, as a Jivatma, as an individual being, our ego is always so strong that we don't see.
During my guru's time, very often I saw some of the devotees who used to be very close to him. They were like a VIP type of, I used to say, sitting with him, talking all the time, telling my guru, you are great, this, that, you are looking after him, and getting irritated with others that they must treat the Swamiji very well like this, you have to be like this. They would lecture to others. But when it came to them means here, when the guru and their ego, their connection was challenged, their own ego became greater than their guru. They failed to consider this scolding of Swamiji or this behavior of Swamiji is for my welfare only. And they distanced themselves from Swamiji. They went away. And they didn't want to come back and see him during the fag end of Swamiji's physical life on this earth. I always wondered, my God, if I was not given the duty of an ashram, every day I would run to my guru, no matter if he had cut me into pieces, if he had kicked me in front of everyone, if he had humiliated in front of everyone. That did not come to me at all, that I should go away from Swamiji. I tried to also to stay away once or twice. but only for a short while, and that dragged me back in my dreams, in my thoughts, in my everyday, in my everything. It was Swamiji, Swamiji, and Swamiji. Oh God, this Swamiji is not going to leave me, because it was Swamiji who had got hold of me, the Guru. I just came back, no matter how many times, thousands of times he scolded. But I saw some of the people, and it was surprising. They were very close to Swamiji, as if they were the number one disciple, Pratham Shishya. But when it came just once, they didn't come back to Swamiji. They didn't want to see him when his physical body was not good, also. Such is the havoc that the ego can play. That becomes the destiny. So imagine what they would have lost. All their sadhana would have simply gone into the drain. Such things means, I'm talking, I repeat a disclaimer, please, talking only for educational purpose. I'm not talking about any particular person, but I saw it, I learned, I observed, I wondered the play of the Maya illusion. All these things, for all these things, one solution. If you really fall in love with the master, that love can take care of everything. No ego will can overtake the love. Love is strongest if that becomes the best. Slowly, the master tests. Little bit he will pull you up. Then deliberately he will tell you, you are wrong. You are wrong. You are sitting. You are wrong. You are standing. You are wrong. You are running. You are wrong. You are walking. You are wrong. You try to do your best and you have cooked the best things for him. This is nonsense cooking. Why do you think that you can cook something for me? His divine play, if you can understand, he is playing. Don't believe he's acting outside. That always I used to tell myself, Swamiji, you are acting. I love you. I know you love me. You are only behaving like this. It's your drama. I'm not going to take anything seriously. You kill me, you cut me into pieces. I am not going to go away. So hundreds of times, simply I used to come out of the room and he used to scold me. Don't show me your face at all. Get out of my sight. I never took that seriously. I never wanted to go away. I said, "Okay, no, I will come back, come what may be. Even if this coming back to you makes me to go to hell, no problem. I will go to hell, but I will not leave and go away from you. I will be with you. Even if I have to undergo any suffering, I have to be cut into pieces, I will come back to you." So that is the Guru, that love. If one can happen, then you can overcome ego. Otherwise, the ego overtakes, it will simply take you away. That means now I'm coming to the main point. Even after so many time with your Guru, you had failed to see the same Guru within you. I have
So,
seen such people forgetting the Guru and taking names of other people as their Gurus. They changing their Gurus and going away to other groups also I've seen. And
yes, Baba.
sad though this is, but
Baba, somebody once told me, my very dear friend, uh, she said to me, we do not divorce our children, and children means most of the time in the world do not divorce their parents. We divorce our spouses because we don't see ourselves in them, and we break up our relationship. So isn't it the guru and disciple relationship is like a mother and a child? Because
exactly,
so
exactly. We
so
saw the same thing in
we never
Swamiji.
divorce our mother. Why? How
In
can we divorce? How can we leave our guru?
See, those Swamiji would have used such language harsh and he used to blast, but in his consciousness or conscience, both, he was never wanted any of his disciple to go away. He never.
Yes.
I saw it in within 2 minutes, just come out and take one round and go back and stand in front of him. He would have forgotten by them, and that was over. That is all. Means I realized nothing registers in his mind and nothing stays in his mind. He used to say, hey, there is nothing in mind. Today I can understand and realize when there is nothing in my mind also. Nothing registers and nothing stays there. It simply disappears. You come in front of me, that's gone. You are mine. Like that.
Baba, we come here on your technique. You know, you always refer, uh, Atma Gyan or Atma Sakshatkar, or becoming one with the universe, or becoming one with the divinity. So, and your technique, it's also very, very amazing. It's just very simple, but at the same time, it's very, very unique. So, Baba, we come here today onto the part of the sadhana. Your teachings are for a very ultimate purpose. It's not nothing to achieve in this world. Whatever your teachings are, they always guide us to go for the ultimate, like Vashish and Sri Rama, Guru Vashisht and Sri Rama. So is it possible for us, if we follow your technique and the method of sadhana, would it be possible for us also to become one day enlightened and become one and achieve the ultimate of the human birth?
Definitely. Many times I have even told, in this body, I am not that important for you, but your own faith is much more important. Don't lose that faith. And with this method, you keep going, don't lose this method. Because this method will not ask you who is your guru or to whom do you belong. You just have to sit and keep quiet and just watch in between eyebrows. Your mind gets cleansed. If all thoughts dissolve, all visions dissolve, then you get it. You become one with the divine and you can get enlightened. You obtain the Atma Sakshatkar. So that's, I'm talking of Atma Sakshatkar. Here I would like to remind Swamiji, my guru, often mentioned the word of Atma Sakshatkar. He was not very happy to use simply enlightened, because enlightenment is a common word. You can become enlightened of anything. But Atma Sakshatkar means particularly you realize the self. You
Yes.
realize the Atman that you are. That's why Atma Sakshatkar or self realization, he used it in his talks with us when he mentioned. So, the same thing I always use, Atma Sakshatkar. Yes, you can obtain the Atma Sakshatkar if you just follow the technique, follow the teachings, and do the sadhana.
Baba, what is Atma? Is Atma take the Sakshatkar, or Atma is already enlightened?
You see, it is not a question of already enlightened. There is a thin edge of difference, and there is an illusion.
Hmm.
Two types of schools have these teachings I have seen. Means as you go higher, nothing has happened. Means when you are dreaming, that dream was never true, so you can consider that truth never came out. In the same way, some school of thoughts and some teachings in Upanishads also spoken, this creation has not happened at all because it is not real. So that means you are with the self, you are that self. But some illusion somewhere, if it has happened, you have to judge yourself. Means, are you aware of yourself? Or are you aware of yourself in some other thing and you are miserable, you are not happy? These two things go together. If you are aware of yourself, means if you have Atma Sakshatkar, You are already enlightened. You will have the supreme peace and contentment. These two things will be there. It means Atma Sakshatkar, contentment, supreme peace. The three are one. If these two are not there, contentment is not there, means you are still looking for happiness. You are not contented. That means you don't have the supreme happiness if you are not contented. Vice versa. That means you are not yet enlightened. You are not yet self-realized. There is some iota of some illusion is there. Brahma. Some illusion has happened that you have forgotten. Atma Sakshatkar means you have to regain consciousness of your real self. That's what it is. It is already there. It is not a throne or a status that you have to obtain. Simply you have to realize that you are that. It is already there. Hope you understand. I'm clear what I'm talking.
Yeah. So, Baba, here you and which is I means the feeling of my being and the self. Are they three different things or are they the same substance or the same thing?
The feeling of I is the same. But along with that, the thoughts gets generated about yourself is not the true. Because when the thoughts get generated, your attention goes to the body as yourself
Yes,
with a
Baba.
name, with a personality, with a status, and so many things about yourself. That is what is known as ego. Aham, akar, ahankar. That's what is known as often the false pride,
Yes.
false identification of yourself. So you are not this body, but you are thinking this body is me. So anything happens to body. The moment you feel threatened about your body, you become insecure and you go into a conflict. That becomes an ego. So if you are self-realized, you don't feel threatened at all. Because nobody, like Ashtavakra said, O King Janaka, I thought in your court there are learned people, but what I can see is all stupid and foolish. Because he said finally, they are laughing at my body, thinking this body to be me, but they don't know who I am. Had they had the slightest idea of the knowledge of who I am, they would not have laughed like this, idiots. He says, that is why they are stupid and foolish. That's what Ashtavakra tells the king. See, this world, if they may see in me a white bird, a 70-year-old man, and a man sitting here. He also eats food like anybody else. He also laughs. He also talks. That is all. I can also do like him. Many people think like that one, but they don't understand what is in my consciousness, what is my mind. Is there a mind at all or not a mind at all? Is there anything stays there or not stays there? So that is the difference.
Does Baba, is there a mind in Baba's body or not?
There is no mind because mind means though 24 hours all the time the chatterbox that is not there anymore. A supremely peaceful consciousness that we call it supreme consciousness. It is in itself. Many people may misunderstand a yogi. He can see the future, he can see the past. If I have to see the past or the future, then I am not seeing the divinity. Then I am not a yogi. This is a myth. That's why Sri Krishna tells Arjuna, nobody knows the result of this war, but you have to take up your bows and arrows, do your karma, fight this war. Your effort can make it a success. That is the truth actually. In spirituality, there is no such thing called future. Spirituality teaches you to see the moment, face the moment. So my mind is always on the self. It is just quiet. Even if I am talking like this, kachar, kachar, pachar, pachar, in my consciousness, it is quiet, at peace.
So, Baba, is there any thought process in your mind, or it's always silent?
A thought process can come, but it doesn't troubles. It doesn't go further into elaborating and getting dragged into the world. If a
Mhm.
thought arises and instantly it disappears, just like you write on a white paper and it gets erased instantly. So that doesn't stay in my mind. If somebody reminds, so then the mind can get applied to the brain and that remembrance can come. Like my childhood, I can recall anything. I can recall anything, but many things I cannot keep in the mind. I forget. But I don't show it to people, but people can take me granted or misunderstand.
Hmm.
That also I have to be careful. I don't want people to be granted, take me granted. They need to be scared of me. You see, if you have to be a master, you have to be skillful. So many administrative things are there.
So, Baba, there's one more question. You often say in your talk that you can be your best friend and you can be your worst enemy. How? What do you mean by that? Means me as a being can be a best friend and can enlighten myself, or I can be my worst enemy. My, with this, there is a extension of the question is that does the emotion plays biggest role to destroy my decisions, my personality, and can become my enemy?
You see, here I will take up, you need self realization.
Yes, definitely, Baba.
To achieve that, you need to do sadhana. Anything that is a stumbling block for you to do that sadhana,
Hmm.
anything that delays,
Hmm.
is your own weakness. Like you postpone or you are a bit casual approach, you are a bit lazy, you tell I can do some other time. You say, okay, oh, I feel sleepy all the time, I cannot sit for meditation. Or I don't find the time at all for meditation. I have to
Hmm.
do this, I have to do that, I have this. Like that, so many things you postponing and you become emotional for so many things and you don't feel drawn to spirituality and knowing yourself. All these means are your enemies. Means you are your enemy by these habits. If you
Yes.
are lazy, that laziness is your habit, and that habit is your enemy, isn't it? That's what Sri Krishna talks in Bhagavad Gita. Atma is Atma's best friend, and Atma is Atma's enemy. That's what I tell. You can be your best friend, and you can be your worst enemy.
Hmm.
So if you do sadhana and if you achieve, you are your best friend. You know that you want self realization that is beneficial, that will give you liberation from being born and dying again and again, undergoing all miserable conditions of happiness, unhappiness, good, bad, positive, negative, everything. Even after knowing that, you are unable to do that one. So that's your enmity. Within you, it is there. And you don't want to learn lessons, you don't want to overcome that. That is how we tell that you can be your worst enemy. But if you understand that, if you think that I have time, Babaji, I can meditate, you meditate. 1 hour is all I'm asking. Every day I tell. After this Zoom class finishes, also I tell. Tomorrow, also at the same time, you meditate. Don't give up. Let until next week or next session when Babaji comes, I don't have to bother. So then you don't learn anything. Then when you come in front of Babaji, you wouldn't have done any homework at all. And then you will be wondering. So instead of that, if you do that, you can be your best friend. Otherwise, you are your worst enemy. It is you. So that's what Bhagavad Gita tells and our gurus told. You have to take out time. Swamiji said that time is not available in any shopping complex. It is yours. You take out time, you have got. Otherwise, you don't have time.
Yes, Baba. And sometimes our emotions affect our decision. So how to be alert at that time that we do not let our emotions override our decisions?
Wisdom application, thinking and reasoning is necessary.
Mhm.
Don't become a victim of your own emotions. That means you must always think you cannot afford to feel sorry for yourself. You don't have time. If you need to cry, you must think that you don't have time. You have to be so busy. Life is short.
Yes,
When death will come to the physical body, nobody knows.
yes, Baba.
Before that, that's what Krishna told Arjuna, before death shall claim thee, go to the knowers of truth. He also recommended a guru, go to the knowers of this truth, sitting at their lotus feet, seeking their permission, asking intelligent question, and adopt such methods advised by them and achieve the truth to yourself.
Yes, Baba.
Krishna did not tell Ki Arjuna, you don't worry, you can keep sleeping, I will give you self realization. He never told. Death will claim you one day, you will be no more. But before that, there is an opportunity. That's why every time I come on Zoom, the first sentence I try to use there, it's so wonderful to be with you all. One more opportunity for you all to practice silencing your mind. So that's what one has to notice, understand, and take out time and don't become a victim of your own emotions. Think that you don't have time for such things. Don't have time to keep crying. You have to do the examination. You are in front of a paper is given, question paper is given to you. You are sitting and you have to write. And that examination, getting through that examination is very crucial. If you don't pass, you cannot get even a glass of water in your life. That is the condition God has given you. If you don't pass in this examination, you will not be provided a glass of water, no food, nothing for you the rest of life. It will be miserable. Then what will you do? You cannot afford to keep crying, oh, what to do? No time. The examiner will take away the paper if you don't write it in that time. You will see that, my God, this is all the time. Let me write first. We can cry afterwards. We can feel sorry for ourselves afterwards. Like that, you must think and apply wisdom and don't waste
Yes,
your time.
Baba. I just disappear.
We used
You
to
just
keep working 20 years with Swamiji. We keep working. We felt like crying. Voice used to be choked many times. It used to be hurt. Not easy to overcome humiliations like that. It was a struggle. It was a fight, a dual battle. And I had to work. I cannot afford to keep crying sitting there. Swamiji taught that also. He never gave any sympathy at all. He was very tough because he was so graceful to me by teaching that thing. He never gave such times. We had to be working. Next thing has to go. Today, now also, get up. I have to do thing. I have to do things. I have to next. If I give up one thing, the whole day's things gets postponed.
mm,
No time for me to cry, even if you keep scolding me, if you criticize me.
yes. Baba, it's very final last question because there are, I can see some hands. And thank you for being so gracious and giving me this opportunity. Baba, I have been with you past 32 years uh, from 1992. I've been very closely watching you, living with you. It's such a blessing. I'll say that I am the most blessed person. I'm the most blessed person. It's just amazing. Every day is an amazing experience. It's an amazing experience living with you. And I don't know what was my past prarabdha karma which has brought you in my life. I can say that it's living with the God. Thank you for being in my life, Baba, and thank you everyone. And it's a great opportunity, great pleasure to asking questions. And I hand it over to Zen to take the
So,
admin.
so
Thank you.
wonderful, Ambaji. Thank you for asking all these questions, which gave an opportunity to me to express my opinion, my experiences. These are all very beautiful teachings, important points that we have discussed. It is a part of everybody's life. They need to learn and overcome and see the Guru within them. See the Guru always, listen, take out time and do sadhana. Fine, wonderful. Then we can take up questions from others. The hands are there. Subha, you please unmute and come in.
Yes, Pranam Babaji.
Yeah, my blessings.
Pranam. Uh, yes, yes, Babaji. I want to ask a question. Like you often say that Swamiji used to be very angry at times. He was very tough and strict. So, isn't it like with doing meditation, one gets mild and soft? How come he used to be angry?
It is stupidness. You see, he was
Hello.
not angry by his nature. He was affectionate to me. He was
Okay.
training me. When he was training, he was a master. He could not compromise that thing. He was gracious. That he was angry means that angry was only acting to train me.
Yeah.
Today, because of that grace of his, I'm sitting in front of you as a yogi. You all honor us, honor me. This is due to his
Yes. Yes.
grace. Without his grace of that, I wouldn't have become like this. Today, you see, as Kambaji,
Okay,
she
Babaji.
just now told you, she is sitting in front of you. Many people have so honor
Yes.
her also, have reverence to her also. She could ask these beautiful questions. Everybody recognize, many people have written in email, Ambaji is so knowledgeable and she can ask such beautiful questions. We always look forward. She has taken my scoldings and she knows me very well. I have been very tough with her also. This is a guru's acting to train the disciple. The disciple cannot understand this. Such a person is unfit to be a disciple.
Yes, Babaji. Yes, my next question is Babaji. One of my lady acquaintance, she says she's a descendant of Lord Shiva. Is this possible?
You see, I will not talk about particular people, but one thing. There are many people who claim to have seen God or have God coming into their families or anything. If a transformation has occurred that they all have gone to self realization or gone on to that devotional path, but not
Mm,
egoistic, just want others
mm.
to come and worship them, then it is
Yes,
beneficial.
Babaji.
Such a
Yes,
vision has
Babaji.
happened. If such a transformation is not there, so they are
Yes,
useless
Babaji.
claims, that is all. Such a
Yes,
thing is not
Babaji.
possible.
Thank you, Babaji.
Babaji, I'm very much aware of trying so hard to stay in that pinpoint moment of the present. You know, past is past, future is future. But I realize for me, deep physical pain and suffering keeps me in the moment. So what is that all about?
It's not that keeps in the moment because your attention goes to the bodily pain. So that's what it is. So attention is on the bodily pain. But if it can remain single pointedly, then it comes to the present moment. But if it there is spinning and oscillation in the mind, becoming chatterbox and painful and cursing, all these things happening, then that is not. Only meditation can be helpful to bring it. And try to concentrate in between eyebrows with all your effort. Slowly it will overcome the pain also, right? That will be more helpful.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you. it's always a privilege to be sitting before you, even on Zoom. And once again, I'm one of the things that Ambaji mentioned, which I've heard, of course, a thousand times, is that there's a possibility of losing all of one's results of meditation, all of one's punya, all of one's benefit from sadhana. And sometimes I regard these statements as being threats. If you don't do it, then you'll lose it. But isn't there a sanskara of sadhana, of the consciousness of existence always there, so you can get back to it? Or is it really possible to lose one's benefit from it?
You are right. Even if that sadhana's essence is there, but if an illusion happens temporarily, say, so in this life they lose it. To come back to that and regain that consciousness of that sadhana, it may take long time, many times. Like Swamiji used to talk about, which I may not have understood exactly, but he used to talk. One time, if you lose this with an ego, you may lose it for 55,000 life cycles. Beware of the ego. Ego can play such havoc. The sadhana will be there, but it will delay the process. It will go back. It will take you back again when the ego dominates. That's what happens. But if the sadhana has been done sincerely, it will bring you back very quickly also. If it is not happening, that means the actual sadhana had not happened at all.
But is it lost because of a breach in maybe one's vratas or vows of some sort, or is it lost because your mind simply is so separated that it has difficult coming back together again?
Yeah, means even during those sadhana, say 30 years or 40 years of meditation, you had not meditated properly. You were entertaining your own ego and many other things. That is the thing. Because law is the same. What you are talking is the same, definitely. If the sadhana is thoroughly done, that will not go waste. It will bring you back to the Guru very quickly. For long time, you cannot be away. If you are away for long time, means there was no proper sadhana. So this is what one has to be careful. But if you are doing sadhana, that will never go waste. It will take care of you.
And is it really the job of the guru to bring the sadhaka, the disciple, the shishya, back to the path, or is that something that only the shishya can do for him or herself?
You see, the Guru is there. His waves are always there. The Shishya also has to raise the sail to catch the vibrations. Both broadcasting and receiver are equally important. Broadcasting is being done. So that is important. If the student is not ready to learn, 100 people come every day to sit in front of me, do meditation. If all of them are not ready to learn, I keep teaching. I am ready to teach. So they should be ready to learn. Then only we can impart. So that is important.
One of my teachers who was lived in Simhachalam in Andhra once said, everybody who, this was in Hindi, he said, everybody who comes to me, I have to take care of. And if I can't take care of them, then it's a real problem. Something like that. Yeah.
You see, a guru will definitely take care of. Different students are at different levels, their capabilities, their egos, all these things. So according to that only he has to take care. He cannot simply give enlightenment to all 100 students in one go, taking care of means.
Right.
One might get it today, another might, another year, another life, another time. The Guru will definitely take care. For a positive thinking is different thing. So I was trying to be a little positive approach so that anybody beware that don't try to become egoistic, that can delay the process. A fact checking, factual approach. But the Guru will definitely take care. If not in this life, after 55,000 life cycles, we will come back and we will take care of you. But if you are happy with that, it's up to you. Or you want to get rid of this birth and death in this life itself, also it can happen. So that is the practical approach.
Okay, thank you.
Pranam Babaji. Is it possible to do meditation with open eyes? I mean to say open eye meditation, because sometimes we are traveling or at times we are not in a position to close our eyes. Is it possible? Is there any way?
One is when you sit for actual meditation, like at home or any such places, it is recommended that keep your eyes closed, because eyes also absorb visions from outside. Already there is a world inside your mind you need to get rid of, and this will be an additional. However, like you are talking of traveling, at that time, if you are able to pay attention to the consciousness of existence, you can keep trying that one. So that even if your eyes are open, your vision unnecessarily doesn't travel here and there. Instead, your mind's attention goes to that one. Means, amongst the millions of thoughts that you have in your mind, which are all imaginations of the mind, one thing is consciousness of your own existence. I am there. That feeling is always there. That is in the mind. So you can try to pay attention when you are traveling, even if the eyes are open. Like something is better than nothing, that will be helpful if you follow
Thank
the
you very
method.
much. Thank you very much.
Zen, it seems you have a question.
Pranams Babaji. A couple of people have sent in questions in chat. Is it okay to ask
Okay.
quickly?
Yeah, we can take it. We can take it.
Babaji, Kavita asks, if one is closely aligned with more than one guru, both gurus prescribing very similar methods of sadhana, however, there are slight dissimilarities in technique. How does one handle this? Can Babaji speak on this?
So you can do sadhana of both techniques as long as you have that inclination, because finally you have to narrow down as you progress slowly, whichever one it appeals to you, whichever one you fall in love, because both are equally good. Simply because you do one technique, that doesn't mean the other technique is not good or not any such thing. What it matters is which appeals to you. Some one of the techniques might appeal to you. You might simply keep going. So like that, in the beginning, you try to do both techniques, having reverence to both gurus equally, and keep trying, keep trying. As you progress and more you are able to sit down. So whichever technique is more helpful to you, your mind picks up, then slowly narrow down on that and keep going with that one. And then finally keep going. Even if you do one of the techniques, know that your reverence to both gurus is the same, because all gurus are same. There is no conflict. Nobody will feel annoyed or mind it. So you can deal like that. Finally, you can achieve the truth.
Thank you, Babaji. Another question is coming from Angela. This is Babaji has told the story that while he was in tapas, he would see visions that were very real. For instance, a tiger in front of him. He would stay still, continue to watch, and the tiger would disappear. If we see something in our personal life or in the world that is frightening, is it true that as a householder not in tapas, can we also watch frightening things in meditation and it may disappear? In other words, can we change our reality by watching it?
You see, you need to understand two different things. One is this universe, this world outside your physical body, and one is the world that is inside your mind. To attend to this world, to make it disappear, you need to reach your higher consciousness. This mind itself may not have the ability of that concentrated effect to deal with this matter. If you gain that quality, that higher potency concentration, then if you watch, the matter may disappear. But within your mind, if certain matter is troubling you, if you just watch in meditation, that will definitely will disappear, and your mind will become clear of that one. You can overcome such negativity or trouble or any such thing. If you progress when you do tapas, then when your mind reaches a higher consciousness, that will take care of this universe also one day. It is possible. Even scientists are accepting sometimes if the matter is quietly watched, it can get dissolved. But that watching needs tremendous power of potency, not simply a mind. You watch something and it disappears. It doesn't happen like that. So you have to understand this potency that is required.
Hello, Babaji.
Hi.
Hi there.
Yes.
I've noticed, and I might not have noticed it before, but recently you've used the word conscience as well as consciousness. When you use the word conscience, what do you mean by it?
Antahkarana is the word used, means in a simple, trying to make it more simpler, like you cannot tell a lie to yourself. You might be able to tell a lie to another person. Means you know what is in your mind. That is what perhaps the conscience, what I am trying to mention sometime in my talks. Consciousness is the consciousness of your existence. You are conscious of this world, like that. That is the consciousness. That's what the difference sometimes I would have mentioned. Means conscience means your own conscience. Further English, I don't know much to elaborately. This is what the simple things means. You know your mind.
Yeah.
You know yourself better, whether you are right or wrong, whether you are
Yeah.
truthful or not truthful. Something like that, what makes the conscience. That's what I mentioned.
Is conscience part of our higher mind?
You can tell that also. It knows that you are right or wrong, but the other person may not know.
Mm.
It is your own inner conscience, inner things.
So just in normal everyday life, we talk about conscience being a sense of right and wrong, but can that be fake? Part of the
Yes,
ego?
yes. Something like that. That is probably what you are talking.
Okay, thank you.
So, Pranam Babaji. Babaji, one question that I had was while meditation, we are interacting with Guru, or we are trying to practice what Guru has taught us. And once we are outside the mat, when we are interacting in the world, the ego plays such a havoc. I can say that by the time the evening and the night, I can think of 4 or 5 incidents every day where my ego has broken many hearts or has been horrible. And I do not know how to control that. And many times, without me knowing also, the ego would be doing a lot of damages. So how does one interact, or how does one try to play its own role while the meditation and the sadhana and the tapas continue?
Exactly. Only the long-term meditation only can take out such ego. However, you can try to apply some reasoning, some wisdom. Means like when you live in this world, a little bit of ego may be necessary. Otherwise, everybody will take you granted and sit on your head. So you just keep your ego for your defending yourself, defense purposes only. And another point you can think is, so that you need to keep your ego, you don't have to be very rude to somebody, you don't have to be hurting somebody. Often you try to be, if necessary, you have to be firm, but you can be polite. This type of reasoning and thinking might be helpful. Even say if you are an officer, you may have to say no to someone. That no can be said a little politely or smilingly, but you can remain firm. Okay, this is my duty. I'm sorry, I cannot do it. Like that, if you adopt, you will feel better satisfied that you are not, your intention is not to hurt the other, but you are just doing your job.
Thank you so much.
Babaji, thank you for the session tonight with Ambaji. My question is, what's the difference between yoga and Hinduism?
Hinduism teaches yoga. Yoga is an exercise through which you achieve the yoga.
Got it.
So that which teaches the yoga, today we call it as Hinduism.
Okay. Thank you.
Fine.